Now, hi students. I'm going to finish off the series that I had been doing with you on your services for the house here. And as you can see on this plan, I've got my lighting set up. I've got my electrics set up. And if you were attending and following along with myself and Tom on Fridays, you can see that we've got our kitchen pretty much set up as well. And into the kitchen, I've got the boiler here. We've got our cooker, we've got our sink, we've got our dishwasher and washing machine as well. On this plan, I've also put in radiators too. Okay, we've got our soil vent pipe over here. Now, if I was to add in the line work, and we're going to do the service flows. So that would be the heating flow and return, and the hot water, cold water supply to the wash on basin sinks and things like that, and the drainage. Now, if I was to put in all the line work for all that in these plans, it would get very confusing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate with detailing the ground floor and the first floor, and might even do the wall plate as well, which is kind of the roof plan here. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to say duplicate with detailing. Okay, and that puts that up there. And first thing I'm going to do is rename this. So it'll, rather than copy one, it'll be service plan. Okay, and then I will go into the first floor plan, right click, duplicate with detailing. And the reason we use duplicate with detailing is that it brings over all the text and all the other items as well. So I'm just going to, and I'll give you a little demonstration of what that does. Rename. And this is going to be service plan. Okay, so right. Now, so what I'll do is I'm going to close in active, and then I'm going to open up the service plan here. I'm going to tile these views so I've got both of them together, if you like, right? Now, because this now is the ground floor service plan, look, I can select that. I'm going to say select all instances visible in the view, and I'm going to hit the delete button. All right, so I've gotten rid of all of that. Now, if I go back to my original, you can see that all the notes are still there. All right, so don't be afraid of doing that. Probably what I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to take off all the dimensions. So I'm going to right click, select all instances in the view and delete. So what I'm doing is I'm paring back all of these items here. I'm going to go into the electrics and right click, and again, select all instances visible in the view, delete, right click. So what I'm doing now is paring back on all of this to give myself a little bit of space in order to get my my runs in. All right, and okay, and then we'll do the connectors here as well. Now you can see that it's becoming a little bit clearer here. I don't really need that. I'll just leave it there for the moment, but I don't really need it, to be honest with you. I'll keep the radiators, and I'm going to get rid of the switches here. Bit of tab, all of those type marks as well. Okay. Now you can see that we're getting a bit more of a clear run here. Okay, so I'm going to divide this into two parts. I'm going to do the drainage first, and then I'll come back and take a look at the runs as such. Now, so what have we got down here? We've got our toilet, we've got a wash hand basin, we've got a toilet, we've got the soil vent pipe here, which obviously, if it's positioned there, then it's going out the back. Over here, we got the sink and we got the dishwashers and the boiler here as well. So, a bit of drainage involved in all of those. First thing that we're going to do, manage the additional settings into line styles. Let's open this up. Okay, and what we've got here is our different line styles already. So we've got a foul already created here. I don't want the foul red. I want it green. Okay, we've got a surface water here, which is cyan. So I'm going to leave these in at number 4 line thickness as well. Now I might increase that depending on how this looks. Here we've got a dash AC dash 3, and again I might change that just depending. And we've got surface water 4. Now I've got the water mains in there. I've got the gas in there. We've got a hot supply. I've got a cold supply. So I've made all of these line types. You might have these in your template. If you don't, you just go in and create them. So hit new, give it a name, give it a line weight projection, a line color, and select a line pattern for that. All right. Now, so that's all good. So I'll go into foul first. I'm going to go up into annotate. I'm going to go to detail line. I'm going to hit the drop down box here, and I'm going to pick my foul line here. All right. Now, so we're going to have foul water from um, uh, the wash hand basin first. Okay, so I'm just going to get in a little bit. I'll hit TL on the keyboard here just to make it in line. Just put that there. And then over my toilet, I'm going to do that again. Here's my foul, and I'll just pick that rough position here. Okay, and we'll go to there. Now I'll pick this up, and I'm going to run this all the way through. So we could connect it into, we will connect it into the soil vent pipe here. Now, if I hit TL on the keyboard, that should come up a little bit thicker there. All right. Now, there's an indicator of what are we showing here? What we're showing here to the contractor is that you can connect this WC and that wash hand basin into that soil vent pipe. And if I go into the section here, all right, and I just go back to hidden line, you can see that I was just experimenting myself here, all right. I actually modeled in some pipes, and if I just go back into that plan and I take this one a little bit more, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll go into this section here, take a look at that one. Yeah. So you can see I've got pipes coming out of the wash hand basin and out of the toilet, and they're coming down here. Probably too low, to be honest with you. They'd probably actually come through here rather than underneath the foundation. All depends on the levels that you're playing with around with here. Now, what I'm suggesting to you is that for this exercise, for me in terms of the services, I'm not expecting you to model in the pipework. Okay, I just think that's too advanced for you at this stage here. But you can see the advantage of it. Is that you can plan out really well as to where those pipes have to go. So I'll go back to my service plan, and you can see that what I'm indicating here is the actual run of the pipes into that one there. Now, what's going to happen here is that we're going to have a foul water connection probably running at the back of all the houses there. Okay. And we're probably going to connect this create similar. We're going to connect our foul pipe. Okay, I'm going to go from there. And we probably might come straight out here, or we could come at an angle, something like that, depending which way it's actually flowing. It could be flowing this way, left to right, or right to left. But in that connection point, it's really important that we've got a manhole here, all right, because an inspection chamber. So to do that, I'm going to again right click, create similar, and I'm going to go up here 300. Okay, and then uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset that. I'm just basically creating a square box here. Okay, so with my offset, I'll do 300. Now, there and there. Okay. And what I want to do then is create similar. I'll come down 300 here and across there. Now, so we've got our, I can remove this one. At that point, I can pull this one back to here. I'm going to split uh, this line here. Okay, escape, escape. And I'm going to pull that back as far as there. I'm going to pull that back as far as there. Right click, create similar. Now, there's my graphic indicator of a manhole inspection chamber. Now, um, important that the manhole is actually on your property as well, because you probably, no, you don't necessarily have to do a manhole for every property or whatever. In your case, what I want you to do is put in the manhole, because you'll probably be putting in a cover level and an invert level here as well. Okay, now, so that's so that drainage is going out that way. Now we've got drainage here, and that is my back inlet gully trap. Okay, and I think that is a family, and I've put that into Yammer for you to download. It looks for a surface to go in on, so that's why I created this little hard surface. And I think next Friday, Tom, what we'll do is we actually will create the front garden here with the bin store and access into the house and things like that as well. A little bit of landscaping maybe, but in order to place this, I had to put it into a surface, so that's why I created that. Now, same thing again. We're over here. We're going to right click and go create similar. Okay, so we've got our dishwashers and all of that in behind here. So I'm going to take from a point there, come all the way through to here. Okay, and then we might just go in at an angle, something like that there. All right. Now, right click and go create similar, and we will connect this one into that one. Right. And then depending on what units we've got here, we'll do a connection in there as well. I don't think I have anything that uses water on this side here. I've got the boiler in there, but rather than there's no necessarily outlet, there might be an overflow for that, but it's not connecting into the drainage system, so we're not going to put that in there at the moment. All right, so that is basically how we will graphically and representative represent the direction of the. Now, a couple of things that we can do to improve that is by putting in the direction of the flow. Okay. All right, and we'll do another one here. And you can also accompany this with kind of notes as to what size of pipe that you're using. So, and actually, probably this is where we should be using David's or Tom's um, taggable lines. All right. Yeah, I should have thought of that beforehand. And I might come back to that on the second version of this that I'm going to do. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a note here. And now, this is going to be a dumb note because, unless we can tag that. All right. Tag by category. Let's see. Yeah. No. it's not letting me choose that one. So because it's just a dumb line, I've got to use a dumb note with it in this case. Watch out for the next video, because what I'll do is I'll try and use Tom's system. So I'm going to put in a little note there. And I'm 2 mil area black. Okay, so this will be a 50 millimeter UPVC drain pipe laid to fall 1:1 to 100 or something like that. Quite a shallow fall. Right now, take that and I'll move it up here a little bit. Now you get the idea. I'll also take that and I'm going to copy that note, bring it down here, and I'll put it in there and I'll change that. And this is a BIGT back in that gully trap, 200 by 200 millimeters, and then CO connected to mains in road. All right. Again, I hit escape, and with this one, I can now go and put a leader on that as well, and that is pointing in towards that. Okay, so you need to populate your pipes with notes as well in terms of the size of the pipe, the fall that it's at, and where it's going to as such. All right, and you'll do the same over here. Then it's a question of repeating the process up here on the first floor plan. So what have we got up here? All the drainage is concentrated here. So this will be connected in there, that will be connected in there, that will be connected in there. And you'll put a note up on top here to indicate as to what that was there. So that's your foul drainage basically taken care of.